Yo, what's up guys, Stardust here, one of the rare videos where I should show my face. But yeah, I wanted to get up and personal with my 2.5k subscriber special. I first off want to thank all of you for all the loyalty and support, and getting me to 2.5k. Huge shout out to YouTubers as well. Asian Eyes and Mega Capital G, I wouldn't be where I am without them. So huge shout outs to these guys as well. And yeah, 2.5k subs, that's quite sick. So yeah, first of all, thanks once again to all of you. Make sure to also join the Discord, by the way, if you haven't yet. It's in the description. Cool place, lots of people chat here. So we'll be doing a Q&A for the 2.5k special. Felt like it's a fun little thing to do. Yeah, 2.5k Q&A. So I first got some questions on Discord, and I also got some on YouTube. I'll answer Discord first and then the YouTube. I'll just name who asked, and yeah, I'll read out their question. So don't have to actually edit on the screen, so I can actually put this up will I reach 2.5k. Because I'm already nearly at the point. Uploaded a 101 yesterday, so that should usually those lead to a lot of subscribers. So let's go. So first off, Casino Emblem asked quite some questions, so let's get started with those. If Infinity Archbeat got semi-limited, so it went from 1 to 2, would you do more Infinity builds or the same? The same. At 3, I would consider like a few additional builds, some 4x's perhaps, since there's additional things you can do with that. I mean, if you just open Archfiend and a level 4, well, you still need a monster in the graveyard to self-revive into Garrus, but yeah, it becomes a bit easier. So a different build could exist. But with one Archfiend, it's just too hard. Maybe if you get more Rota or more Armageddon Knight, I could do it, but yeah, right now, just Archfiend to 2 wouldn't change a thing in my opinion. Because I'm bored, F. If Kiryu had a different deck, aka Galen from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, would Fabled or Ice Barrier fit with him? I think both mix well with discard team now. So Ice Barrier don't really synergize in general with discarding, it's just Trishula kind of removing the opponent's hand and Brainek discarding, which is also why it was used in Infernity. Actually both are used in Infernity, so it kind of fits. Aside of that, I don't see the synergy. Fabled, yeah, I could see work since it's not exactly Infernity, but it's a similar enough playstyle. You usually empty your hand to get more draws with level 5 Synchro, and just make a lot of crazy combo plays. Now, it's not exactly the same kind of deck as Infernity, but yeah. I mean, Fabled would fit him well, yeah. Another deck that I think would fit him well, if you were to return Arc 5 for example, would be Infernoid, since they took the Void name for the spell and traps. And for those who don't know, in the manga, Kiryu, the Infernity spells and traps were called Void. I remember those cards coming out being like, yes, Infernity support, oh wait, Infernoid, never fucking mind. But yeah. If Yusai used fusion monsters more, would he have technically been able to fare off against the Mechanoids better? Or would it still be difficult? Considering Draco is mostly for effect damage counter and banishes Stardust from the game. Well, if you make it clean with Polymerization, for example, you don't need to banish the Stardust. But yeah, I guess that could have helped. Since their whole gimmick was countering specifically Synchros. But I don't think it would necessarily be enough. Plus in the end he found XL Synchro and just found a new way to Synchro which countered it, so it was fine. But I guess Fusion could have helped, yeah. I think it's a shame that in general didn't do much with the whole Fusion with Synchro stuff. I think it would be cool if they did more with that, but yeah, they didn't sadly. If Zone was actually Yusai, wouldn't it technically be the same as Yusai facing his flaws via Zone? I mean, that would be Dark Signer Arc all over again, right? Because he already had to deal with a lot of his flaws and mistakes in Dark Signer Arc, so it would be the same shit again. Since C1 is technically pulling out, tries to save everyone, but if it burned him out to the point he's misguided in how he tries to save the future, this could be Yusai if he doesn't realize he can't help everyone out, especially not at the price of some own mental health. I mean, yeah, I guess. Z1 is like kind of how Yusai could be if he didn't die. Which also leads into your next question. I fail to see why people would rather have C1 be future Yusai since he's facing a person who's trying to do so much they burned themselves out. Technically going about the situation the wrong way. I mean, most of the thing is that Z1 just felt like a badly written villain to me. And him being Yusai from the future would at least be somewhat interesting. So that's at least the thing for me, why I think it could have been interesting. I don't know, I just think Z1 in general is poorly written. I think the Aporia stuff was well done, but not this. So next up we have Saber with 2 questions. Where do you see the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG in 10 years? Non-existent. I don't think it will survive another 10 years. The TCG specifically, OCG maybe. TCG, hell no. Give it a few years maybe. With how bad TCG Konami is managing it. Then again, people will still simp them and buy their boxes despite how bad of a deal players get, so maybe they'll actually keep going on. What do you think about Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards as an investment? Don't. There's a few situations where it can be a good idea. Good example of this was the big Kaius and stuff when the Monarch structure deck, for example, came out. Nowadays, structure decks aren't even guaranteed anymore, so it's especially risky. But yeah, such investments could be done. Outside of that, Yu-Gi-Oh! In general is kind of a bad investment. It's a huge risk, low reward, basically. Sim for starters asks the following. What's your inspiration? I'd say about 80 to 90% Galactic God. Huge Yu-Gi-Oh! Legends, sadly he stopped. I kind of tried to make the same type of content as him in a way. Kind of. Outside of that, also Lithium, a few percentage, I guess. And mostly Underground members. Spidey and Kisame, also a huge part. Yeah, those are my most biggest influences, I think, in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Scheme. Also Asian Eyes to a certain degree, and Alexaudio for a while. Yeah, those are mostly my inspiration, I think. Also, what's your favorite artist, musically he meant? I'll list 2, one for more metal / rock and one for rap, since those are 2 different things I listen to a lot. So for metal it would definitely be, and it's not even close, Motionless in White. I think Motionless in White are awesome, they're somewhat underrated. I think they are just the best metal band out there, and it's not even close. No band is as consistent as Motionless, I think. They've put out quite some albums by now, and since Creatures at least, they haven't really done a bad album. Like, I just go through his albums and I have a hard time finding a bad song even. Yeah, and then there's for rap, Sescrew, it's a duo of 2 really good rappers. And they just blend perfectly as a duo. They just exchange lines really fast, hopping from one to the other. And yeah, they just have a certain presence to them. I don't know how to properly explain it. They're really good. So yeah, those are my answers for that. How's your life outside of the internet doing? Poorly, really bad, I would almost say. Honestly, it's not that great. Still looking for a job. For those who don't know, I had kidney stones a few months ago. And they finally decided to bill me a few months later for 350 euros. Which is about $400 probably translated. I think that's not that far off. Maybe a bit more expensive. So yeah, getting those at once. I'm already been jobless for a while. It's hard to find a proper job. And then getting another bill on top of that, yeah, that's gonna give you some stress. Outside of that, I don't really have a lot of going for me outside of the internet. One thing that's still the internet, kind of, but still something I've put a lot of energy in is Dungeons & Dragons. 5th edition, dungeon mastering and playing. It's been really cool. I hope that thing outside is too loud, it sounds really loud. And also just going for walks daily, it's been really nice. I do recommend it to almost everyone, but I'm not some kind of guru, do what you want. Next question by Smongo, by the way. I forgot to say they are by Smongo. The previous one was also by Smongo. If the OCG and TCG combined and Yu-Gi-Oh! Products had worldwide releases, besides the ban list. Ooh, that's interesting, besides the ban list. What will the state of Yu-Gi-Oh! Be? Will Meta be a mixture of both OCG and TCG? It would be interesting. If we don't share the same ban list, I think that's what you mean. TCG will still... I think combo will be disgusting here, since we will get crossout designator, which puts a lot of hand traps that keep combo decks in check again. It's like Cult by the Grave all over again. It just stops hand traps from working, which makes combo decks more explosive. I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Would be in a better state in general, because we actually get stuff on time. I mean, Synchro Storm would have been out by now. Now for Synchro Storm and TCG we have to wait until January. Meanwhile, the other Xiangjian, aka Schwartzel, is coming up. So we get weird meta difference that don't make sense and don't need to exist. Yeah. So that's basically my answer. I think the TCG will still be very combo favored in comparison to the OCG. I think Maxi is the card that defines that, and that's also one of the reasons why I want Maxi in the TCG. Finally, what other new hobbies, games, and or other interests are you looking to pick up in the near future? Looking to pick up? I'm not really looking forward to any new game releases, honestly. Maybe the new Danganronpa 4th new side game would be interesting. because I'm a huge Danganronpa fan. I'll be looking into picking us once I land a job a Switch, Nintendo Switch, to get Blaze of Mario Maker 2, which I haven't been able to play since I don't have a Switch. And Shin Megami Tensei 5, I think that game's looking really sweet. Yeah, aside of that, there's not too much I'm looking forward to at the moment. Oh yeah, right, there's a massive Persona event coming up as well, with monthly announcements. Maybe we'll get something cool of that I would also like to pick up, but outside of that, there's nothing concrete that I'm at the moment looking forward to. And Xeno Emblem is back. Yu-Gi-Oh! If Kiryu was a signer, would a card like Trishula be his ace with more bench effects? Or even if Yusei was a dark signer, I'd give him a strat deck if it had better support. If Kiryu was a signer, I think Infinity Doom Dragon would have just been his signer dragon. He already had an Infinity Dragon. I don't think it would be Trishula. It could be Trishula though, since it kind of fits Infinity, but it's not an Infinity card. Then again, Blackwing has shown that you don't need a Blackwing monster for the Blackwing deck, since it's not in the name of Blackwing, so who knows. For Yusei, as a deck, like if he became a Dark Signer, I don't know. Theoretical scenario where Yusei became a Dark Signer, I think Maclords would be cool for him. Just the anti-synchro deck. He's like the synchro guy. That would have been cool. If Yusei had lost against Kiryu and possibly got controlled, would we do a Joey Wheeler versus Yukiyami where Jack goes against him? Because this would be a true test to see if he has learned about his bonds and where he stands with fans. I'm not sure. By the way, there's a question. I don't know if I said it. The ones I'm currently going through are by Shadow Emblem once again. Would they do such a duel? I don't know. Yusei has insane plot armor. It could work, I guess. It would have been an epic duel for sure. Like, let's say hypothetically Yusei became a Dark Signer. Jack would have to rescue him from the Dark Signers. But then Yusei just dies, and again to defeat Rex, they needed all three of them to defeat Rex. So I think in such a case, the Dark Signers just outright win, right? That could have been interesting. Anyway, yeah. If Kiryu joined Team 5D, that would have been cool as well. If Crow was a Dark Signer in alt retrospect, would it be more eventful, considering you have to see different backstories and all over how Crow knows them, and if Blackwings were generic Dark Synchros, what different effects would they have? These are some tough questions to understand. I think Crow as a Dark Signer would have been interesting. I'm not sure how much it would have changed. Badly written character is badly written character. I don't think Crow is that great of a character. But yeah, I could have. I've seen the separate tests where it was supposed to be like Team Rocket-like villain, steal Yusei's motorcycle, for example, that kind of thing. It could have been interesting. But I think the Dark Signer arc was great as it is, and I don't think it should have been touched any other way. After that, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds became problematic, but I think Dark Signer arc, they did well. More general stuff, if you would you go to a con expo overseas or not? Well, overseas, that would have been America or something like that. I mean, yeah, for sure, why not? Sounds cool, right? Meeting all kinds of new people and stuff could be cool. Yeah, definitely would like to check out some Japanese convention. I'm a weeaboo, so I'm not even gonna lie. That's something in America as well too. It would be cool, yeah. If you could have one food for the rest of your life, what is it? Just one food, that's a bit tough because I think pizza works because you can have a lot of different kind of pizza, You can even make a somewhat healthy pizza if you use like the right dough and stuff and you don't use too much sauce. So I think pizza is my answer because you can do a lot of things with pizza. You can basically put any other food on top of a pizza, so it's basically a life hack. Yeah. Do you like animals, and if you could have a pet outside your average household companion, what would it be and why? I mean, I don't hate animals, but I don't particularly like them either. Yeah. And if I could have a pet outside your average household companion, what would it be? Like, I don't know what they're called, but like those floppas, those weird-ass cats with way too huge ears. They're like African wildcats. Can't really have them as normal pets, but it would be cool, you know. Partially for the meme. I mean, their ears just look ridiculous. Look up Big Floppa, you know what I mean. What's a goal you want to accomplish to make you feel satisfied with your life, with yourself or life in general? Like college, get a family, or just be able to one day travel abroad? Being able to stably live by myself, just have my own place, have a decent income, doesn't really matter how it comes. Would love to get it somehow via like content creation or something, but if it's another way, that's fine too. But yeah, I just want to have a stable income basically, and just a place for my own. Just can finally feel at peace mentally, because being able to live on your own kind of sucks. Anime Lord asks, would you win in a professional Yu-Gi-Oh tournament or get your ass kicked in a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament? Well, those are two extremes. It depends on circumstances, like how much money do I have going in. Yu-Gi-Oh is a very pay-to-win game. If you don't have a lot of money, if you don't have thousands of euros, you're not going to compete. So if I'm given the right money and some time to study the format, yeah, I think I could at least get a decent shot at winning. I would probably just take up Tri Brigade and try to get like the best build. I spend a lot of time on it. But yeah, with my current financial status and stuff, yeah, of course I get my ass kicked. I don't have the money for a full Tri Brigade deck with Lightning Storms and stuff. So yeah, it depends how much financing I get. But I most likely would get my ass kicked because I just don't spend a lot of money on Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I think it's a waste. Pokevarios asks the following. What would be your personal perfect Master Rule 6? Mechanic, field, rulings, anything? Whew. Update a lot of rulings. Get rid of missing the timing, for example. Those kind of obscure rulings. Simplify card effects. Start introducing keywords into Yu-Gi-Oh! I think that could help out a lot. And add numbering to effect, like you have the OCG. I think that would be some huge overhaul of cards. Besides that, I would introduce the skills they have in Duel Links into real Yu-Gi-Oh! I think there's a lot of potential to be had there. Very casual strategies can get a lot of benefit from there. For example, for Fortune Ladies, just a quick example, you can shuffle cards from the hand back to your deck, add one Fortune Lady card from the deck to your hand at the start of the duel. You know, something like that. It's an easy way to give legacy support to old archetypes and stuff. So that would be great. Giacomo asks, if you could erase one mechanic from existence, what would it be and why Pendulum? You're talking about extract mechanics, and just summon bats in general. Not pendulums. I hate pendulums when they were relevant, but they're no longer relevant, so they're not a problem. No, my answer would definitely be links. Synchros exist. Synchros require you to control 2 or more monsters. The levels need to line up, and you need to have a tuner and a non-tuner. Links, you just need any amount of monsters. They're literally simplified synchros. Links have caused a lot of unhealthy power creep, and in general just are not a great addition to the game. So yeah, remove links. Pokevarios again. If you could make one change to Konami's management of Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG, what would it be? Just one change, unannounced ban lists. I want strict dates. This is when we're getting a ban list. I need dates. Not having them as a content creator is awful. Because, let's say I know next week, no sooner than a ban list will be appearing, I can't make content until we get a ban list. Because they might announce the week in advance, so any content planned became invalid, like profile and stuff. And yeah, just in general, it sucks as a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player to not have set ban list dates. Simple Stardust asks the following. If you had 3 wishes, what would you wish for? I'll start with 2 simple ones that I think anyone should wish for. You have the ability to grant people, not just for myself, I have the ability to grant people immortality until they no longer desire to live on. Total immortality sucks, because if the Earth blows up or something, you'll be floating in space for eternity. That's not a great idea, so you want a way to... Not some kind of kill switch. I also want to be able to give to my friends and stuff, otherwise you're gonna feel lonely if you're immortal, because when you reach like 100, all your friends are dying and you live on, and that's just extremely sad. Outside of that, I want immunity to illnesses and diseases, just be immune to everything. So not only are you immortal, but you also become immune to diseases and stuff. And third of all, infinite money. I think people underestimate how impactful infinite money could be. Yeah, sure, money does make you happy. That's usually said by spoiled people that didn't have to work for that money or anything. That's just, they're born into money. Money can give you a lot of things. For example, I'm not satisfied with Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. Oh, I have infinite money. I would just buy out Konami and fix the TCG for everyone. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with infinite money. Let's just keep it at that. So that would be my wish. Now, moving on to the YouTubes. So first off, we have Pokevarios again. Why are there people that are asking Q&A here, yet they aren't on your Discord? Which is objectively the better social chat. Yeah, what's up? Why aren't you in the Discord? Okay, an actual question. If you would be gifted a fully packed house that you could place anywhere at any part of the world, with easy access to the closest town, which country place would you choose? I know I often say I'm a weeaboo, but I would probably go with like South Korea. Not sure where, maybe like I don't even know how to pronounce the capital. Or just one of the other big cities in South Korea. Why, you might be wondering? Well, you still got access to Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff, so that doesn't change. The country, in my opinion, is very awesome. And most importantly, PC banks. Those things are fucking awesome. Look them up if you don't know what I'm talking about. PC bang, like a gun. If you look it up, you can't miss it. They're like those advanced internet cafes where you can play games, order food, socialize with other people. I think that kind of thing is awesome. We don't really have that anywhere else in the world. Just getting access to these would be huge in my opinion. It would also be a great place to make friends and stuff. So yeah, that's mostly my reasoning for living there. I just think the country is cool and stuff. Plus, Japan would be close if you want to go there. So win-win. So yeah, that's that question answered. Decathlon asked, how and when did you start playing the game in general? And Infinity is a very generic question, I know. Generic questions can be fine. When did I start playing? Starter deck, Pegasus and stuff back in the day. That's since basically since the TCG exists in the Netherlands, which is a long while ago. It's 14 years, maybe more. How did I get into it? Mix of things. Of course, you had the original Duelist Kingdom broadcasting in Dutch dub on the TV. And when I was walking on school, I found cards laying on the ground, actually, unironically. People had this game where they threw cards at the wall, and the card that ended up being the closest to the wall would win, and you would get the other player's cards. Some people sometimes leave cards behind and stuff. So I picked up a man-eater bug from the ground, and yeah, I looked into it, brought it to my brother, and ended up getting cards herself, and yeah, that's how I started getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! I literally started picking up cards from the playground at school. Yeah, that's how I basically got into it. Then my big return to Yu-Gi-Oh! Was mostly due to playing the DS games. Because I did quit up for a while, because, well, brother, the one with the income, stopped playing, so I had no way to buy new cards, so I was also forced to stop playing. As for infirmities, mostly due to watching U5Ds, I really liked Kalin, aka Kiryu, as a character. I was like, his deck's awesome, and if you look at it, then I started playing the deck and also really liked them. So that must have been somewhere like 2012 or something, I started playing them online, here and there. And then like a few years ago, 2017 probably, I actually picked the deck up in real life. People told me not to, I said, screw you, I'm gonna do it anyway. Had a terrible build for a while, started perfectioning it, quickly built like Danger Dark World and 3 X's, and well, you know the rest of the story. Last Ward as Jure. In the off chance that Eclipse Wyvern ever gets off the list, would you run it? Depends on which deck. It's like Lightsworn for sure. Just being able to search something like Gale's Dragon Livia near is huge. Yeah, I think I would run the card in multiple decks. That card's insane. Kian Luca Camoni. How would you rank versus Destiny compared to other main sets of the last 2 years? So as always, I need to preface this, don't buy a sealed product in the TCG. TCG is a scam. I might make a tier list going into more details on this topic. But basically, if you have like a tier list, you have like the S tier, A tier, B tier. B tier would be like Phantom Rage and Rise of the Duelist. A tier would be Empty, and S tier would be Burst of Destiny. It's literally on a class on its own. It's a really good set, and can't wait how the TCG ruins it with short printing. So well, they don't short print anymore apparently. Would ruin it with rarity bumps and stuff, but yeah, the set's amazing. LocoChon224. From where the fuck do you get so much inspiration for making new variants of Eternity? It's forgotten from the 5D's era, and yet you still are innovating a deck literally a decade old. I have respect for your ability in deck building. Thank you. I don't know, the ideas sometimes just pop up in my head. Sometimes it's from speaking to friends. 3 X's literally happened because I was sitting at YCS Utrecht. Actually last YCS before the whole lockdown thing happened everywhere in the world. And I was pissed off because I kept bricking with Eternity. Could have won against meta decks if I didn't brick, which is a huge shame. And if I didn't get all and Lockbird all the time. So I started looking at a consistent way to get access to Archfiend, and then a friend of mine was like, why don't you play Cherubini? And then I read Cherubini, and the rest was history. I read that card, was like, what the fuck, this is literally Love Awful Chain. All over again. Even better since it stands for cost. Yeah, I need to build the deck. And then I built 3 X's, showed it off. Sent the first list to a lot of YouTubers, by the way. Even before I published 3 X's, I first wanted to give so many YouTubers the first opportunity to upload 3 X's to Fernity. None responded. 10 YouTubers, 12 YouTubers. Fun fact. But yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's mostly just that and just having a legit passion for Infernity. I don't just like the deck, but I also like the character it's attached to, which really helps. Yu-Gi-Oh! is probably my favorite anime of all time. Watched it for the first time like 2011, rewatched it a few times. Yeah, it's legit passion. Also asked digital bug deck when? No plans of doing so at the moment. Your boy Incineroar, what's your favorite extra deck monster? I will get crucified for this answer, but I think Crystal Hulky Fibrax. A lot of people hate this card, I love it for enabling a lot of dumb stuff and making synchros in general playable. Without Hulk, synchros would be terrible. Outside of course, Schwartzel, but yeah. Hulk is just a link we cannot do without. So it has to be Hulky Fibrax. Oppressor, which archetype do you play most, and what do you enjoy most about the archetype? You must be new here. Infernity, of course. I mean, I've done like 130 videos at this point, probably about Infernity, if it's not even more, on this channel alone, than at other channels in the past. So it might even be 200 Infernity videos. Yes, Infernity, I like the flexibility, you can do a lot of things with Infernity. There's not just one correct build. Well, there's one best build, and nobody else is improving on it, so I need to do all the work myself at the moment, sadly. But yeah, Infernity is like a puzzle, you know? Even nowadays, it's probably still not optimal. There's a lot of things you can do with the deck, and that's something I like. There's just a lot of things you can do. Versatility, and just awesome art. I mean, I just like demons and stuff in general. No, I'm not a Satanist in real life or anything. But like, Hearthstone I play Warlock, here I play, in Yu-Gi-Oh! I play Infernity. When I play D&D, I usually play a Tiefling or Warlock, or sometimes even a Tiefling Warlock. So, yeah, I just like demons, I guess. And SabTSCH asked, how are you? Yeah, I'm doing fine, I guess. So, yeah, that's the Q&A. Did I miss out on a question? Well, it's too bad. Next one will probably have to be at 5k subscribers, so... Don't ask a question, just get me to 5k subscribers, you know? No, just kidding. If it's a quick question, I might just answer it. It depends. I'm probably not doing my next Q&A anytime soon, though. So thanks for all the questions. Hope you all have a beautiful day. Started signing out. Peace.